Brodes Media.
It's not all about the Phillies. The Phillies weren't the only team to win last night. Your Philadelphia Flyers are 1-0 in the new era, baby. Oh, what a W in Columbus. 3 minutes in, you get a 2-0. Hey, Sean Couturier, welcome back. Here's a freebie. It all started with Zamula at the defensive blue line getting a good stick-on puck, and then before you know it, there's no defenseman in anybody's way, and a bang-bang pass, and boom, Joel Farabee opens up the scoring. Can't be any easier for Cootsy, man. Put it on a silver platter for you. What a good day for him. Just to get back out there and show his calming presence, I thought. Played over 20 minutes, won double digits amount of draws. I think there's something to be said about the veteran, I've been around the block style of leadership from Sean Couturier. And look, I have no idea what this means for the 82 games because they won game one here, but it was fun. The night of watching the game was fun. And that's all I can do right now is study certain players, see the growth of some young ones. Morgan Frost, but Zamula, hell yeah. And Bobby Brink, I wish there was some more there. It wasn't terrible by any means, but I didn't see the flashiness that maybe I thought I would based off of how hot he was playing in the preseason. He did have a turnover when he was standing on the half wall in the offensive zone looking for the defenseman at the top of the blue, but I will give him a ton of credit. He worked his ass off and then won basically a 50-50 battle once he got back into the play to beat Eric Robinson for a potential scoring chance. So sure, he made a mistake, but he made up for it by getting back and separating player from the puck. And once Eric Robinson gets his wheels going, that dude flies. So for him to have the presence to not put his head down and bitch and complain about it, although they did show a shot of him on the bench afterwards, and he was screaming at himself in displeasure. But that makes sense. My point is, okay, you're allowed to make a mistake. What happens afterwards? And I thought he rebounded within 5-10 seconds pretty damn nicely. How about the second goal? It starts with Travis Konecny in the D zone, makes a great outlet pass to Scott Lawton, who then creates separation when Ivan I'm-a-bum Provorov is defending him. That guy's a clown, man. He's an absolute loser. I can't stand him. The fact that he can actually look at himself and self-assess, realizing he's part of the problem. Oh, they wanted me to rim the puck. Oh, he's part of the reason John Tortorella and the Flyers are part of the reason why I played the way that I did, or you're not good enough, or you're not respecting your others by self-assessing and realize I gotta be better, I gotta be stronger, always pointing the finger. The guy is one of the worst teammates ever. You could tell that the locker room actually cares for one another, whether they're good or not, whether they have enough skill or not. There's definitely a different bond within this group, knowing that they're going through the ringer here as a core, but they're all pulling the same rope. They're all pulling in the same direction, when that wasn't necessarily the case last season because of dopes like Ivan Provorov. So it's good for him, or it's good for me, I'm sorry, to watch him fail and be so miserable. It pisses me off that that guy actually thinks he has the ability to make those claims publicly and believe what he says. That's the problem, is he believes what he says. He actually thinks that that's true. He thinks that that's real. That's actually insanity is what it is. It's actually a joke. You know, we've seen this team in the past have a 1-goal lead with 30 seconds to go, and then we would laugh in pain and misery, and probably in excitement too, because we wanted a better draft pick at the time. But they would lose those games, and it was so frustrating. There's no way. You're up 2 with, 57 seconds left. The other team pulls their goalie. The other team scores a goal to make it a one-goal game. And they pull the goalie again and tie it, and then the Flyers lose in overtime 7 seconds in. It was a disaster. Well, Blue Jackets score. Nothing crazy occurs. You didn't panic. You got the win. I need some toughness out of them. I need some, hey, there's a minute left. It's a tight hockey game. Chip the puck off the glass, get it out into the neutral zone. Block a shot, get in the lanes, take away time and space. And they were able to do it. Travis Sanheim, I thought, played a phenomenal hockey game. Phenomenal. If this is what Travis Sanheim is, then goddamn, you got something there, and that contract shouldn't be ripped apart. Now, I don't know if this is how it's always going to go, but I didn't expect him to look like that game one at all. There's two ways you can go when there's a lot of noise surrounding your name. You either fold and you flop and you're all pissed off and you mope and you complain about it, or you rise to the occasion and you force the Flyers to look like idiots. You play great hockey. Not the Flyers, but Flyers fans who have ripped them apart. Make them eat their words. Go out and dominate. Go play like a top pairing defenseman. No Rasmus Ristolainen today. He's dealing with an injury, which opened up the doors for someone like Zamula. And, I find it fascinating that you have Forster, who's a healthy scratch, and I think he deserved to be, because I thought Bobby Brink outplayed him during the final stretches of camp and preseason and all that. But it's like, okay, Andre. I don't know if Andre did enough to actually make the team in my eyes, but they're going with this youth. They're going with the young ones. He didn't dress. I'm saying Risto being out opened the door for someone like Zamula, who I thought kind of maybe hit his peak. We've been hearing about Zamula forever, right? Zamula. Well, he's had his time. He had his chances, and nothing really popped off. And then here he is playing such a strong game and putting in such a brilliant effort. I respect it. Him and Sanheim both did some things that I didn't necessarily anticipate. I think it's awesome to hear Travis Konecny describe what Sean Couturier is, and part of his comments were, when you watch him play, it's not as if he's buzzing around everywhere, but he's just in the right spots. He plays a sound professional game, and it's calming. It's a calming presence. Since we're in baseball mode, it's similar to Ranger Suarez. There's something about the way that the team responds to his energy when he's on the mound because of how cool it is and because of the poise. I think Sean Couturier as 1C gives this team a calming presence. It's a big year for Farabee. Huge year for Farabee. We need to get him back on track of scoring all the goals. And I think he can. And I think there's a correlation with the injury he had, even though John Tortorella was super hard on him last year, saying it's not an excuse. There's a difference between it being an excuse and actually having a physical pain that you're going through and having a surgery and coming back from it and doing it in a short amount of time. And I think that that's part of the conflict of what happened last season. But, hey, you start off the season putting one behind the net, and that's a massive start for him from the confidence level.